Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 12th and final episode of Uchi no Ko no Tame naraba ore wa Moshikashitara Maou Taoseru kamo Shirenai. And yeah, just another show to have to say goodbye to after this. I mean, of course, we can always hope for a second season, but should never be expected. And this was one of the more enjoyable shows of the season, so it's never fun to have to say goodbye to it like this. But at least we do have this one more episode before it's finally over, so let's just make the most of it while we can. So, 3, 2, 1, play. And yeah, last episode we got to play with cats. It was a lot of fun. That's not really a praise for a woman, Latina, but I guess in this context it's okay. Yeah, it's gotta be a lot to carry around. Yeah, don't use healing magic that might cause a baby to disappear. Or Halloween ribbon. I'm sure that will help. Oh, she doesn't like the ribbon. Oh, I guess that's something. I guess that's enough. It's a fair point. I get it. Yeah. She made lots of friends. One of them I think was actually trying to get here. Yeah, she's allowed to have those, Dale. uh, we don't kid. uh, yeah, I bet. Who do you think? Yeah, thoughts, who else? And, I think someone just walked in. Oh, was that who I think it is? It is, yes! It's been a while since we've seen her. Didn't remember her name, but been a while. Are you gonna be antagonistic this episode, or just here to say hi? Guess we'll find out. But she's never seen Latina before, but, so, yeah, we now have that. Oof. Every time she does it, I'm worried the hilt of his sword is just gonna poke her like in the neck or something. I always get worried watching that. Sparkly. Yeah, the Albanese still has those like pink ones. Just stabbing that dragon like a boss. Latina really is just so cute, all those anones that she does and everything. Just expertly executed. She's doing a little bit of that when she was talking to Rita earlier. A young girl's wish. Who is this woman? Oh yeah, she might be a little bit jealous here. That could be a thing. I didn't think about that. Yeah, she is a sexy woman in Dale's life, so could be seen as competition of some sort. Anywhere else, really. Yeah, seems pretty much the same as last time. Surprising. Fair enough. Everyone has a type, I suppose. And then knocked her up. Indeed. And of course, I had to go to Dale. uh, well, you went on a long trip together. I'm sure she'll be fine. Yeah. That woman ruining everything. Yeah. She does her best, always. Was that obvious? Well... Yeah, Dale, who's that lady over there? What does she do? Elliminya, I'm gonna try to remember that name. You're looking away as you say that, Dale. It's very suspect. Oh. Well, no kidding. Yes, we already talked about this. No need to rush. Things are fine as they are. Well, you'll regret it when you're bigger. Don't know why we had to continue this grow up talk. Yeah, enough of that last episode. The near future. Well, this is the last episode, so I don't really have time for much. Yeah, I'm sure Latina is happy about that. I thought she was gonna full on ignore Dale at first. Yeah, don't bother me, Dale. You have that helmet on woman anyway. You don't need me. Really? That fooled me. Yeah, you do sound a little bit mad. Although, to be fair, most of the time people say they're not mad, they are in fact mad. Because if they weren't mad, they wouldn't feel the need to say it. It would just be obvious. Oh, that's a pretty convincing smile. And then it disappeared so wonderfully. Well, that makes one of us. Pretty sure nobody else wants you to grow up like in this show, so. Well, bitter. Yeah, I'm sure that's his main thing. I don't know. It seemed to happen when Elliminya showed up. Maybe that's connected. Stop saying that, everyone. Why though? Oh. I believe that. I guess studying can be fun if you're studying something you actually care about rather than studying something a teacher tells you you should care about. It's just so short. Yeah, she's clearly in a bad mood to everyone that sees. They can tell. She really is a good-looking girl, isn't she? You're not helping people. Yes, I acknowledge that. Wow. Just tell us how you really feel. Yeah, Jiro, you're not gonna ogle that woman, are you? Yeah. She's speaking sense. I'm gonna throw a rock out a window if we don't stop this. At this rate, it's making me think she's gonna grow up halfway through the episode. She is. You know, I already had one. Well, this isn't an isekai anime, but an isekai anime where a lolly became grown up way too quickly. We don't need that to happen again. I'm going to walk away now. I am a couple more growing up comments away from walking out that door. You shut up. She talks amazingly. Don't mess her up. Well, yeah, she talked like a baby. You know, you're not that bad. It's nothing wrong with how you talk. It's fine. Don't let him ruin it. I love your anone. A little bit. You'll be bigger than this. We can only hope, right? My female parents. Yeah, I usually call them mother. Here doesn't look the same color, but sure. Well, that's how it goes sometimes. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, maybe a little bit different than what I thought at first. Makes the discussion a bit more awkward. She says type though, so it's fine. Wow, Latino. Is that really what she was talking about this whole time? I guess it makes sense, but it really does change things. Well, I know what she's gonna do. It's on his way, or away, whatever it was. Oh, damn. That was savage. Good job. That poor animal. Maybe. A little excited there. Okay. Okay, Maya 2.0, you do that. Or Mana, Maya, whatever it was. You know what I'm talking about. We were supposed to protect that smile. What have you been doing, Dale? Yeah, you really can't. Yes, because I have plenty of reason to now, thanks to you. Well then. Yeah, or a girl, whatever you're into. Place all to ourselves, almost like a date. Shaking that mice. Like elves. I suppose that makes sense. A lot to ask of someone all of a sudden. That's a no. That was a depressing conversation. Yeah, because we have like 5 minutes left of the episode. Cool. Please do. You better. Huh. That could be interesting. It's unfortunate. I feel like Sylvie hasn't had much screen time in this show. Yeah. Never did go there in the show, did we? Well, she's really little. I think she was smaller than Latina. Yeah, you better. If you ruined Latina for me, I would not forgive you. Yes, don't force yourself to change how you talk, Latina. Blacksmithing with him. Yeah, a very important ability. Wow, that's something. Okay, that's fine. What about you, Rudy? Huh, okay. There are, and I guess you'd be one of them at some point. What about you, Latina? That's the big question. What are you gonna do? Oh my god. Lucky I'm lazy or would have got out of my chair by now. Could be a while, I mean... Yeah, I remember that. One of the first words she learned. Again, we don't have a lot of time. Better make it fast. And then it rains. And then it rains. Somewhere with like a ceiling, and oh, my nose keeps itching. I really don't know him. Ooh, a rock. Yeah, you have one job, Dale, so you better do it. And of course, a rainbow. Uh, I don't like his whiny voice. Yeah, as you should be. Yeah, I look forward to seeing the baby. I assume a girl. uh, yeah, she's again ruining everything. Oh, off we go. Well, see you in season 2, I guess. Good thing you didn't. You know, I would have done those things for you if I found you first, just so you know, Latina. Is it time, really? Okay, we might actually get to see it this episode. Probably not, but it's coming. Oh, I hear it's out. Oh, so we actually get to see it. Uh, good job, Rita. You popped that thing out successfully. I'm sure. Golem. Their adventure. The sword isn't good against a rock creature, but I guess we'll make it work. Everyone gets to see it. You're upsetting the baby, guys. Stop scaring it. Oh, and she arrived. Yes, she actually made it. Good job. Oh, and her. Wow. Okay, that's not fair, that double tackle. Oh, rivalry now. Yeah, Maya. Everybody wants Latina. Well, I guess everything just kind of worked out there, huh? You just had to say one more time, didn't you? I guess he came back faster than I expected. Okay. Yeah, you were barely gone for like a minute, but welcome back, I guess. Okay. That was the 12th and final episode of UchiMusume. And this episode, yeah, we actually had some Alyminya show up to complicate things as she does, you know, because she has an interesting relationship with Dale, and she's never actually met Latina at all, and Latina hasn't met her. So we got to have that through this experience. But you know, I don't think Latina was the biggest fan of her. You know, that's kind of the impression I got. So, and her just being around made various things more difficult. But couldn't just tell her to leave because of that. That would be kind of unreasonable. Like she didn't really do anything wrong, you know, for the most part. Aside from some light teasing here and there, it's just you know in line with her character. But yeah, just the Latina smile disappeared. She was had a great pouty face. Like that was a really good part when she like tells Dale, "I'm not angry," you know, and then she like has this forced smile on her face, and then You know, when he's gone, she just immediately transitions from that into an adorable pouty face. It was great. I thought that was well done. Good stuff there. Let's see. And Rita, of course, we're talking more about the baby. You know, Plot didn't want to give the ribbon to her, but she's like, nah, nah, I'm good. That's for you. I got this, so I'm fine. And yeah, throughout the entire episode, Latina kept talking about growing up and all that, and wondering if she would be big when she grew up. And I I clearly did not understand what she meant by that at first. You know, because it sounded a little weird to me initially. Like, well, when you grow up, of course you get bigger. That's kind of how it works. Like, for pretty much until you know it was explained, I pretty much was still. That's what I thought she meant, just being tall. But you know, now that I look back on it, she was kind of they were kind of giving little hints about what she actually means sprinkled throughout, I think. But yeah, at a certain point, it became obvious what she actually meant there. But yeah, we could stop talking about that, Latina. You're not gonna grow up. This is anime. Ash Ketchum stayed 10 or 11, however old he was, for like decades. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. And then we have Latina in class with Rudy trying to criticize the way she talks. And she talks like a baby, which isn't really true. You know, Maya talks like a baby. You know, Latina just talks like a little young child. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. There is literally nothing wrong with that. So, just no, stop trying to ruin Latina. Everyone, just stop it. But it was a little bit of a funny scene, though. And yeah, that poor animal just getting stabbed by all the spikes. Very unfortunate. And then we had a little bit of a scene between Dale and Helmina, whatever her name was, you know, just drinking together and having a conversation basically about having a long lifespan and what that entails. And yeah, I guess you would have to kind of do things a little bit differently than with a standard human lifespan if that was the case. Like, take certain things into consideration. That's kind of what that was about. We also want to talk about what everyone's going to do after they grow up, you know? A lot of it was working at their parents' business, you know, as a tailor or as a baker or whatever. But some of them, you know, were a little bit different. You know, some of them wanted to travel around and or be a town guard, you know, whatever. I don't think we actually have an answer from Latina as far as what she wanted to do. Because never really asked her. But I think it cut off before she gave an answer. I'll check that though. Yeah, she mentions how a lot of the town guards come to the Tabby Cat, which they do. And yeah, it cut off. She said Latina one, and then it just cut off. So, but yeah, that's a big question. What is she gonna do after she grows up? Like, I would assume she just, you know, adventures with a Dale, but you know, she could also become some sort of a chef or whatever as well. You know, she's definitely gaining the skills necessary for that. So, you know, it's up to her what she wants to do. I do like I had a bit of a callback to Latina's first word, you know, Daijobu, that she said, because it's a very useful word to learn. You know, probably one of the first words you want to learn if you were learning Japanese from the ground up. I can't think of a more important word than that off the top of my head, but I'm sure there are probably a few. Uh, but yeah, it's an important word is kind of the point. And of course, we had to go to the grave one more time before the show was over, you know. And Dale eventually ended up leaving, you know, to go on his little adventure. And while he was gone, Rita did in fact have that baby. You know, I don't think I actually said the gender of the baby, but it's really hard to tell with babies. But it looks, if I had a guess, I'd say it looks more like a boy than a girl. But I really can't tell. But you know, yeah, I really can't tell. But it doesn't really matter too much. And then you gotta love how the, you know, little white fantastical beast whose name I don't remember just kind of opens the door. Like, I think she's like high up to you, like Latina, and then flies on in there. Which I did expect that at some point because she was on her way. What I did not expect was Maya had to come right afterwards, screaming Atia right into her, just tackling her to the ground. I did not know she was on her way as well. And then the sparks between the two of them, because yeah, I did make a comment before about calling her, Maya 2.0 or whatever, because she kind of a very similar position as Maya, where Latina temporarily comes into her life. They get very, she gets very attached to her, and then Latina leaves and she wants to see her again. So they did have very similar roles like that, and it makes sense that they might butt heads a little bit, fighting for Latina's attention and all that, because everyone loves Latina. It's always been the main thing with the show. And both those things are adorable, so of course you'd make time for both of them. And Dale actually did come back before the episode ended, which surprised me. That kind of really lowered my my belief that there'd be a season 2 a little bit. But, we can still hope. And that was pretty much, the episode. It was good, I'd say. Good final episode, aside from my main criticism, which, will be obvious if you watch my reaction, what my main criticism was throughout the episode. But aside from that, I thought it was a pretty decent final episode. Everyone talking about what they'll do for the future. A little bit of callback and stuff. So when they met and when she learned her word, her first word. Yeah, I have no real problem with this as a final episode. So, yeah, I guess I should move on to my thoughts on the show as a whole then. Okay. So, going into the season, this is one of the shows I was looking forward to the most, because just everything about it really seemed up my alley, a nice fantasy setting, adventure type show with a cute daughter character to just spread adorableness throughout everyone's lives around her. So definitely sound like the kind of thing that I would like. That had a super duper comically long title, which is of course always a positive for any kind of anime. And yeah, the studio wasn't anything special, but that's fine. Anyway, the point is, it really did look like something I would like going into it, and I'd say it didn't disappoint in that regard. My biggest criticism throughout the show as a whole would probably just be Dale being kind of annoying. Like, he's supposed to be a doting father type character. Taken to the extreme, and I get that, and I probably wouldn't act that dissimilar if I was in his position. So I really can't rag on him too much, but still, it's still annoying. Like, I would be just as annoying if I was in his position. I acknowledge that. But since I'm not, I'm in a different position. I'm a viewer, so I was annoyed by some of his stuff. Of course, over time I kind of got used to it and I got a little bit less annoying. But like in the early mid part of the show, probably around episode 2 or 3 to 5 or so, probably around there, was just really bad. But after that, I kind of just got used to it. Like, yeah, this is Dale, just how it goes. It's fine. But that's still probably be my biggest criticism of this show. My second biggest criticism would just be how much the show felt like a very small fragment of a very large story. Mostly because of the stuff they brought up with the demon, devil kingdom, country, whatever it was called. About all these demon lords and all that lore and stuff and world building, and none of that really came into play in the show itself. I mean, we saw none of them. Nobody from that place came for Latina in any kind of positive or negative way. We never went there. Like, it just felt like, when a character like gives you this exposition about all this stuff, and then it plays no role in the entire show, that kind of feels a bit off. Like you're not getting the full story. And we're probably not. The source material is probably much farther along if I had Adventure, I guess. But still, just as an anime-only viewer, that sort of thing can take away a little bit when you feel like you're just really only getting some shavings off the cake, to try to entice you to go buy the source material, that sort of thing. So that would probably be my other biggest criticism of the show. There's also another woman that we saw, like the port town, I think it was, that they talked about as if she would be kind of important to the story going forward as well, that we also never really went further on, so just a lot of stuff like that. So I don't know why I'm talking about all the criticism first. I usually don't do that, but yeah, most of my thoughts on the show are positive. You know, Latino was just 10 out of 10, wonderful, everything I could have hoped for in her character and more. Just yeah, just I have no problem with. You know, she's very cute, very hardworking. You know, very mature for her age, always striving to be better and improve herself and show gratitude towards Dale and everything she did for her. She was just a very lovable character. So I have no complaints about her whatsoever. You know, and she did eventually go to school and make friends and stuff. So I'm glad that she kind of had her own life a little bit separate from Dale. So it would have been a little bit disappointing if she just kind of stuck around the pub and she didn't, you know, make friends or anything. So I'm glad she does kind of go and do her own thing and have her own life separate from Dale. I'm glad they did that with her character. So because, you know, going into the show, I kind of expected them to be going on adventures together, especially because the opening, like with her buffing Dale as he stabs the dragon, it made me believe that they would be like an adventuring party together, but we only really went on one adventure together. So that's not really the case. But but yeah, I'm happy with what we did with that. And it was also a good thing that we did get to actually leave the town at some point and get to see a bit more of the world. I do appreciate that. You know, going to these various towns, but some of which are really, really good looking. Like the port town, especially, was great. And to meet people from other areas and different, you know, to get more insight into other aspects of the world. And eventually making their way to his home and seeing his family and getting more insight into Dale's character and backstory and all that, where how he got to where he is. So yeah, I'm glad for like that whole arc. You know, added a lot to the anime. So I'm glad we got that. It definitely also just kind of did a good job of stopping it from getting too stale. You know, the formula of Latino, I love you. I'm gonna leave on an adventure now. Bye. Don't miss me too much. I'll be thinking of you the entire time I'm gone. Goodbye. You know, a little bit later, hey Latina, I'm back. I missed you. You know, after seeing some things she does without Dale, like that was kind of felt like a pattern for a little bit, but that kind of got rid of that, so that was good. Yeah. What else is there really to say about this anime? I think I've pretty much addressed it good enough. I mean, the world itself is pretty cool. Does make me want to expand on it more. You know, get to go to other countries. I want to go to the place where Latinas people is like the natives. Like, I want to go there at some point because that could be definitely a lot good stuff could come from that. And it is nice how this wasn't an isekai anime. You know, I do like isekai anime. Don't get me wrong. I watch a lot of them, but you know, my biggest problem with isekai anime is just the fact that a lot of the time the isekai element doesn't really come into play at all. Like the protagonist goes to a new world, and he's like, "Whoa, I'm in this new place." Well, I guess this is just my new life now. Like, sort of online, you know, it's kind of debatable whether that's really an isekai anime, but Sword Art Online really had that constant idea of wanting to go back home, you know, in it, and that was something to be fighting for. And I feel like isekai anime, a lot of them just don't do a good job of maintaining that. You know, I get that, and a lot of times the new fantasy world they're in is better than their old world, but still, you know, it just the isekai thing feels like a lazy plot device a lot of the time that it's used. You know, like okay, well, we need an excuse for this guy to not be familiar with the world around him, so what do we do? How about he just like teleported here someday, somehow, no one knows how, he's here now? Yeah, that works. You know, so that's my only real problem with isekai anime. So in this show, this is just, you know, isekai anime without the isekai really. And because like I said, isekai doesn't really play much in the role of isekai, it doesn't really matter, you know. You can have a protagonist that's already familiar with the world and everything, so that's really the fundamental difference between an isekai fantasy anime and a regular fantasy anime is the protagonist knows things like, you know, it's his world. So yeah, that's cool. I'm glad to just get a regular standard fantasy anime, you know, once in a while. So I kind of went off on more of a tangent than I expected to there. So, but anyway, getting back into the show. What else do I have to say about it? I mean, I could probably talk about Latina for a while, but I feel like I've already done enough of that. Uh, the show definitely made me think that Latina would get into big trouble at some point, like kidnapped, you know, but that never happened. Which I'm not sure how to feel about that. Like, I don't want her to get kidnapped or anything, but I just, I just expected a bit more conflict there. The only real conflict we had in regards to Latina was that crazy teacher woman, just going off on her and all that. That was like the only thing. And, that scene was important to kind of let us know that not everyone's so amiable, whatever the word is, towards the Latino's race. That was an important scene for that regard. We did have one attempt at attempted kidnapping, I guess, but that didn't involve the actual devil race or anything, so it wasn't all that interesting. Anyway, that's probably enough. I enjoyed the show for the most part. I have had a couple, criticisms, hang-ups here and there, but definitely overall positive impression of the show. And if there's a second season, I will watch it. So there you go. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.